So I remember in this exercise, I'm carrying a big ass machine gun, right? It's pretty heavy. I mean, it's not like crazy heavy, but it's it's got obviously it's got some weight to it. I have my backpack with 400 rounds in there. On top of that, I have a tripod, a fucking long tripod attached to my backpack. My mind was panicking. I was telling myself, you have to do this. It was like sink or swim. You have to do this. And even though my mind was so convinced that I was gonna freaking drown, and so even though your mind can be your greatest asset, it can also be your greatest weakness. So let me give you two stories from the military, from one of my military experiences that'll help you better understand this. The first story is going to be about whenever we were doing a training exercise, capability exercise in California. Basically, it's just the way of seeing the readiness for the unit and or see if they're ready for deployment. So I just remember we were doing this one training. I can't really exactly remember what we were doing, but I think we were reacting to contact, or we were like moving towards the contact, because I just remember like we were just hauling ass like up this hill. So quick backstory. I was originally the AG, which is the assistant gunner. I was basically just the ammo guy, just carrying the ammo for the machine gunner and just helping him feed the ammo into it and whatnot. So the machine gunner ended up going down. He had an injury. So I ended up, even though I wasn't qualified, and I still had to use the machine gun. And then at the same time, in some aspects, I had to also be the AG. So I remember in this exercise, I'm carrying a big ass machine gun, right? It's pretty heavy. I mean, it's not like crazy heavy, but it's got some weight to it. I have my backpack with 400 rounds in there. On top of that, I have a tripod, a fucking long tripod attached to my backpack. And then I have all my other stuff that I'm carrying. So I have a little bit of weight on me. Now, is it probably the most weight? Am I maybe exaggerating? Like there was a lot, maybe, yeah. But I mean, hey, that's a lot of stuff to carry around. And then at the same time, having to haul ass somewhere, right? With all this weight on you. So I remember it was in this moment where we're basically going uphill. We're bounding uphill. And at the same time, on certain moments, I'm having to engage rounds downrange. It was blank, so it wasn't like we weren't doing a live rounds, but it was blank. So I'm having to engage rounds. So I'm holding this machine gun up here, just fucking laying waste and whatnot. And I just remember like my mind just wanted to quit so bad. I mean, like I was like at certain points, I felt like I was just gasping for air. I was trying my hardest to breathe. I even at one moment had to just kind of stop, put my hands on my knees, really catch my breath just to keep going, because it was just like I said, we're going uphill. I'm having this machine gun, I'm having all these rounds on my back, I have this tripod on my back, I'm just hauling ass. And it was in that moment that I was like, you know what, forget that. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna keep going. I have more in me, even though that negative mindset wanted to creep in and say, quit. I use my teammates as fuel to keep going. And I ultimately, essentially, kind of trick your mind. You tell yourself, I got this. I can do this. It doesn't matter how tired I am. I'll deal with the consequences later, which is exactly the mindset I have. And what also helped was I wasn't being an individual. I was being a team player. I didn't care about myself. I didn't care what was going to happen. I just wanted to do what was best for my team. And I wanted to push forward. And I also didn't want to quit on myself. So in that instance, I used my mind to my advantage to keep going, and ended up completing the exercise. Now, was I a little dizzy and stuff afterwards, after just going and going and going? Yeah. But in the end, it was worth it. Second one's going to be whenever, my second one, man, I'm trying to think of my second one. Hold on. I had it in my mind, but I feel like there's a better analogy. Okay. So I got a good one. We were going to, it was an exercise. I'm not exercise. It was like, yeah, I guess like exercise we were doing. It was for water confidence. So basically we had to carry a heavy backpack on, make it like kind of make it into like a like flotation device, to where whenever you're in the pool, you just float. It doesn't sink. Well, the backpack I had, I could be wrong, but it did not seem like it was like there was the flotation, like there's like felt like there was no flotation device, because I literally went in there, I was like sinking. And I remember I'm like trying to swim, trying to think of some kind of technique. We didn't really learn a technique. I'm just trying to swim. And I kid you not, I'm like I'm thinking I'm gonna die. I'm like moments of like I'm like shouting. I'm like, oh my god, I'm shouting. I'm going, and these guys, these drill sergeants, are not helping me at all. And it was in that moment that I realized that my mind. That was another example of how my mind is my greatest strength. Because even though my mind was panicking, I was telling myself, you have to do this. It was like sink or swim. You have to do this. And even though my mind was so convinced that I was gonna freaking drown and probably die, the other side I tapped into and I was able to do it and I was able to reach it to the end. That was probably the hardest. I don't know how many yards that was, 10, 20 yards of my life. I kid you not. I like literally after that, I was like, I told everybody, I was like, I'm so glad I did not join the Navy. Like that was so freaking terrible. Like Navy SEALs, like I don't know how y'all do that. Navy people, like anybody who does anything, anything that does like water related stuff, especially if you have like a rucksack on and stuff. I mean, like much props to you because that is a beast, man. But yeah, guys, your mind is your greatest asset. Learn to trick it into believing you can and you will persevere through anything and everything. This is your greatest strength. You program this. It doesn't program you. So think about the kind of program that you want, right? What program do you want? You want positivity, you want perseverance, you want all those things. So start programming your mind to think like that. All right? That's my best piece of advice. I still try and those lessons that I continue to apply to my life, I still try my best to apply it to this day. And once again, learn how to make my mind my greatest asset. And I'm going to say time and time again, all these lessons, all these principles are easier said than done, and they're easy to forget. But don't forget them. Keep doing your best to apply them, apply them, apply them. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. If you did make it to the end of this video, please like, comment, subscribe, and I thank you so much. I appreciate you, and I hope to continue to make